Good morning. Welcome back to the Breakfast Club Basel, your space, your place in the morning to find ways to make it through the day, to get inspired and find techniques that help us get through these weird times we are in right now. Today, I wanted to talk about being in the now. Yesterday, I talked to a mom of a friend of my son, and she was very excited because the government in Switzerland said, "Okay, we will shut down for another week, and then we will think about ways on how to actually even that out." And she was very excited about the future, and the more excited she got about how things will eventually change, the more miserable she felt about her present situation. And I can totally relate to that. But on the other hand, I felt like, wait a minute, the government just basically said the lockdown will be last another week, and then we don't actually know what's going to happen. So the situation is not changing actually at all. We are still stuck in the same old as we have been for weeks now. And that made me think about how we continuously think about the future as something that will be better than the now, and also think about the past as something that we have to get rid of, or also something that we want to have back. And there's also the saying that if you think a lot about the future, usually you're very anxious or excited and you're in the state of like, wow, what's going to happen? And you don't really pay attention of what is happening in the now. And if you think too much about the past, then you're either really depressed about all the things you missed out or you have done wrong or you regret, or you are very nostalgic about the things that are no longer there and just changed. And so yesterday I returned to this good old book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. You probably read it or heard about it. And I thought, especially now that where we are kind of stuck in this timeless time, and it's can be really refreshing or important to get back to the present moment, even though it might feel a little bit unpleasant. But usually, what makes it feel unpleasant is all the thinking about the future and the past instead of just being here with you in the now. And I wanted to read you some lines I found inspiring yesterday. Okay. So he asks here, imagine the earth devoid of human life, inhabited only by plants and animals. Would it still have a past and a future? Could we still speak of time in a meaningful way? The question, what time is it? Or what's the date today? If anybody were there to ask it, would be quite meaningless. The oak tree or the eagle would be bemused by such a question. What time, they would ask. Well, of course it's now. The time is now. What else is there? Yes, we need the mind as well as the time to function in this world. But there comes a point where they take over our lives, and this is where dysfunction, pain, and sorrow sets in. The mind, to ensure that it remains in control, seeks continuously to cover up the present moment with the past and the future, and so as the vitality and infinite creative potential of being, which is inseparable from the now, becomes covered up by time. Your true nature becomes obscured by the mind. An increasingly heavy burden of time has been accumulating in the human mind. All individuals are suffering under this burden, but they also keep adding to it every moment whenever they ignore or deny that precious moment or reduce it to a means of getting to some future moment, which only exists in the mind, never in actuality, like we face it now. The accumulation of time in the collective and individual human mind also holds a vast amount of residual pain from the past. If you no longer want to create pain for yourself and others, if you no longer want to add to the residue of past pain that still lives on in you, then don't create any more time, or at least no more than is necessary to deal with the practical aspects of life. How to stop creating time? Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. Okay, make the now the primary focus of your life. Let's try that today. That's our homework for today. Have fun trying that out, and I'm happy to hear what you're experiencing. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.